Good afternoon. Welcome to Music Scrap, the musical scrapper. A very rainy. Ooh, I bet there's a rainbow out there somewhere because the sun is shining and it's raining. I bet there's a rainbow. It's a rainy, windy day here on the east coast of Canada, but it's warm. It's 20 degrees still. But anyway, today I am making a journal for my NaNoJouMo. So the first thing I did was, and I'm just putting enough pages in it for my 30 days. So I took, originally I was going to use, I have some 100% cotton cold pressed paper that's 6x9, and I was gonna make that, and then I thought, oh, that makes them the reason I bought that 6x9 is if I cut it in half, it'll make really nice 5x7 watercolor cards, and that's what I want to use that paper for. But I was going to take some of them and make it for my journal, and then I thought, oh, it's small, it's gonna annoy me like my watercolor summer journal did, my watercolor month journal did, so I'm not gonna make them that small. And plus, since I'm using my new paints, my M. Graham's, and then the Sennelier and Daniel Smith and the ones that Carol TMT sent me, I want to use all my new paints on this in this journal. So I didn't want to change my paints and my paper both at the same time because I want to learn how these paints work. So I'm going to use the paper that I've been using all along for the last year, and I do have some 100% Fabriano ready for when I'm ready for it. I've got to actually tear it down to start storing it, to use it. But so far I've been using the Fabriano Studio, which is 25% cotton, so it's kind of getting me used to having that cotton. So since I've been using this and I'm used to this with my Shinhan paints, I figured I'll use this for my journal and then just change the paint. So that is the plan. Me too, Suzanne. I have a doctor's appointment to get referred to an ENT to see if it's... My sister had, a year before me, my sister had a very similar virus, and it's been a year, over a year. She had last August. A year ago, August, my sister had a virus very much the same as mine. She was sick for 4 weeks like I was. Very, very sick. And coughing badly. So, just a moment. I need to take Advil because the slow pressure system is, my other one's worn off. Her voice still hasn't come back completely. So, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to wait a year. It's already been 6 months. Anyway, so I have my pages cut and scored. When I score thick paper like this, I always score... Oh no, that one's dirty. Okay, well, I'll have to make sure that that's the back one. I'll have to make sure that that's the back one. Okay, because it's got a dirty spot on it. Must be a fingerprint. Hey there. No worries, I just started. So when I score thick paper like this, I always score one side, flip it over, score the other side, and then fold it with my score, my bone folder. Just gives you a better fold. So these pages are 9x6 because it's a 9x12 sheet that I cut in half. I've cut 4 I cut a 1/4 inch off one short side and one long side. So these are a little smaller to go over my cover. And so I'm going to take, let me put this away so it doesn't get messed up. I just want to show how I scored them. Okay. Garbage bag back on it. Okay. No box! Well, rats, Jillian. Phooey. Hey, Dr. Dot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edges of this with my black Posca marker. Oh, I wish I had a thicker one. Oh well. That's alright. It would be quicker with paint and a, yeah, but I don't have my paint right here beside me, darn it. I should have just grabbed my black paint. Oh well, you guys will have to watch me do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my covers. Make sure these are ready to go on. That's why I'm inking them first. And then I'm going to do the I'm going to make the parts that go over this, decorate them. And then I will do all the stitching. See, this is my Teflon sheet here, but it's different. It's a lot thicker than what Dee Dee got, and nothing goes through it. But it also has a silicone. It's by Score Pal. But they don't make it anymore because it was very expensive to make because of the silicone backing, so it doesn't slip on your desk. Now I do have it taped down because so it wouldn't curl up on the edge, but consoling yourself with ice cream? Good for you. Hey, John. Hello, hello. So this is acrylic paint, even though it's going to be a... So NaNoJouMo stands for National Non-Stop Journaling Month. And you get a prompt. It's Dawn DeVries Sokol, S-O-K-O-L. So I think it's dawnsokol.com, DAWNSOKOL.com. And she gives you prompts. Now, sometimes I follow the prompts, sometimes I don't. 2014, or was it 2013? Ugh. The first year I did it, I can't remember how many years ago it was. Yeesh. She did song lyrics or song title songs. But I didn't know any of her songs, so it was kind of like, I can't be inspired by a song I don't know or don't like. I did not enjoy her choices of songs. So what I did instead was I did my favorite songs that year. And that was the first time I started art. That was when I first started art journaling. Yeah, so that was 2013. Hey, I know what I can do. That's what I'm going to do, though. That is what I'm going to do. I've got Hold on. I've got a brilliant idea to make this go faster. Hold on. Grab a sponge. This gave me the idea. Okay, I'm going to leave that to dry. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put the paint there. See, so much quicker. I like things that are efficient. Hey Eileen, about time you got here. Hey Sophia, how are you doing? But the baby's growing. I don't know if it's any faster for this part, but we'll see. Acrylic paint. See, it's so much messier than watercolor. I need to get a new black one and a new white Posca anyway. Five weeks already? Oh, wow. Okay, I need to get my heat gun out here to dry it before I can turn it over and do the other side. Heat gun! Oh yeah, our clocks don't go back till next Sunday, so, well, overnight, early Sunday morning, whatever the time is, I'm not sure. Oh, for all those who came in later, I am making a journal for my NaNoJouMo. I'm going to do watercolor each day, and I'm going to use it to practice with my M-gram and my paints that Carol TMT got me. She sent me some Sennelier, some Daniel Smith, and some, not Schmika, what are the other ones she sent me? Hold on. Carol sent me Daniel Smith. Those Daniel Smith ones. Oh yeah, some Sennelier and some Schmincke. Yeah, some Sennelier and some Schmincke and some Daniel Smith. So I'm going to use my NaNoJouMo to practice with these different paints so I can get used to them. What did I do with my... Oh, I bought my set of 5 Cobalt in the M Graham so that I have a full double palette. Where the heck did I put them? I took them out of the envelope. That I know. I don't know where I put them. Oh, I'll look for them later. Anyway, sorry. If you're watching on the recording on YouTube, I record this live on ustream.tv/channel/musicscrap, and I do not edit. So you are not just seeing, you are seeing real-time work. However long it takes me to do it, that's what you're going to see. And I'm just coloring these edges because the papers are just a little smaller. Because you either have to make them smaller or a little bigger and then cut them down. So it's kind of like, I'm not going to make them a little bigger. That's too much of a pain. Oh dear, I'm running out of black in my Posca marker. Let's hope I get all the way around the edge. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Cross your fingers that I have enough for... Let me try my... These aren't as solid, so it may not cover as well, but this is my Indie ink, my Faber-Castell Pitt markers. We'll see. Guess it would have been easier to use these all along because they have the chisel tip. It's easier to color a wide line with. But they're not as solid the color, but anyway. Close enough. Alright, so I need a white and a black Posca. Guess I'll have to put in an order somewhere to get those. Okay, so those are ready. Let me make sure I clean my fingers here because I do not want to get any of this black over my watercolor paper. Okay. Okay. So now for the covers, my plan was to just do some color combos random and then ink, then put my title. Now I am going to do a Coptic binding, but I'm going to be using it this way because I like landscape. So most of them will be done this way. The cover will be done this way. So I think what I'm going to do is got my I even pre-cleaned my palettes so they're all ready to go. So I'm going to use green and yellow and blue on the front and back covers. So I'm going to use green and yellow and blue. So I think I'm going to use the phthalo green. I love the phthalo green, the Viridian. And I'm going to use the, oh, now what do they call their, it's not lemon yellow. So do I want to use the Azo yellow or do I want to use the, I want to use the Azo yellow, phthalo green, and ultramarine blue. All right, so those, let's mix up some of those. I'm going to use a larger brush because it's going to be just kind of a, okay. So let's mix up my paints. You can tell I'm going to have to be careful with that phthalo green because it is going to take over. And ultramarine. Okay, now I'm going to take my nice wide brush here. I'm going to spritz them. Then take my 1-inch brush So this is just to make decorative covers for my journal that I'll do the lettering over. Gonna wait a second because you don't want to put the paint on when it's sopping wet. Oh, cool, Sophia. Yes, Viridian is like a really nice kind of, it's not really a green that you're gonna see in nature, but mixed with others, it's a really pretty color. So I'm going to start with yellow. Just gonna let the colors play. So these are my M. Graham cut paints. So phthalo green is also known as Viridian, and some paint companies call it Viridian. It's the same pigment. I have to make a little more ultramarine here. Nice to see you. The Viridian does not like that ultramarine very nicely. The sap green might have been a better choice for blending. We'll see. I don't like it, I can always flip it over. And I'm not sure I'm liking it at all. How do people do this random stuff and end up with cool, nice looking stuff, and I end up with crap? See, I don't like doing random. Can't do random. Don't like it. My yellow is not blending, so I'm going to do some forced blending here. Don't want any straight lines, so I'm just going over it with a wet brush to try and get more blending happening. Maybe I should have just worried about doing one at a time. That's helping. That's a little better. It's really strange. The ultramarine and the phthalo are not playing really nice together. They're not really making mud, but they're kind of making a weird olive green. Lady Eileen, oh, Joan, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn it over. And on the other side, I'm going to use sap green instead of the Viridian and see if I like it any better. And I'm going to do kind of more of a, I think I'm going to do more of a, like, stripe wash. See if I like it any better. Oh, here too, Orla. Kind of got the sun trying to come out. The sky is, wow, the sky is almost clearing blue. The storm has passed. We didn't have it as bad as Quebec or even Western. Nova Scotia's getting it worse, of course, because we're right on the ocean, so we're totally surrounded by ocean almost, so. Still 20 degrees though. We've had such a gorgeous fall. So I just hope it's nice tomorrow. It's been so nice all along, right up to Halloween, so I hope it's nice tomorrow for the kids to be out without having to put their snowsuits on. It's always nice when we have a Halloween that the kids don't have to wear the snowsuits under their Halloween costumes. Always nice. Yeah, that's not going on any of my covers. Not a chance. It's really ugly. Not a chance. I'm going to use sap green instead this time. And I'm going to do it as I'm going to do one at a time. I'm actually going to use a bigger brush because I'm going to. But I'll use this brush to make my mixes again. I'm going to clean out my Viridian one. I'm going to try sap green instead of the Viridian. I think that will play better with my ultramarine. Alright, so let's do some mixes again. That's okay. You don't learn unless you make mistakes or messes, whatever you want to call it. So sap green instead. Oh, I think I have to spritz it. I love the M. Graham sap green. It's so nice. It's a really nice neutralized green. It's not olive, but it's like, it's much more neutralized than my Shinhan. But, I mean, both still have their uses. They're just different. And the ultramarine. I do have my cobalt blue here somewhere. Yep. Somewhere. But anyway, it's okay. I think it's on the desk behind me and I'm just not seeing it. It has to be because... Alright, so... Alright, so I'm going to do... my larger brush so I can do a better wash. Where's my large brush? I'm going to use this one, I think. I'll use my cat's tongue. Alright. So, I'm going to do yellow on the bottom. Third. Then green. We'll see. Now that's lovely. That is lovely. And the blue. And that may need another layer once it dries. We'll see. Alright, I need much more paints. Well, that's a nice start, Jean. Wow. Okie dokie. Yeah. See, I am the biggest klutz. Alright. Heavens to Betsy. What I was doing was trying to pick up my... Jeez. Sprayed that upside down, backwards, whatever you want to call it. Alright. Got paint everywhere, but that doesn't matter. Whatever. Eileen, you do not like the first ones better. They were gross. They were horrible. There's absolutely no way that the other side is better. Not a chance. It's alright, again. You really do, Eileen? But they're horrible. They're terrible. They're really icky. That's true, Sophia. That's true. She would say it even if she didn't. Just to wind me up. You're right. I need to add another layer of color for sure. I'm going to do the next layer wet on dry. Eileen, that's ugly. Looks like someone threw up paint. Horrible. Eileen. If I could do random like Janet made her, if they would look like Janet made her magical pages look so cool. Mine don't look cool. They look ugly. Ugly, ugly. A 3-month-old baby. Sophia's 5-week-old baby could do that. Nothing against her 5-week-old baby, but... You think that is cool? Oh, no, sorry. No. Not me. Can't convince me. Not a chance. Now I have an idea to try something for the inside covers, but we'll see. Okay, so if you're watching the recording, there is our live people here chatting with me, and Eileen is arguing with me, disagrees with me about which side is better, but that's all artistic taste, and hers and I's could not be more different, that's for sure. Except that we both love green. We both know green is like the best color on the planet. Oh, great. Didn't get didn't get my brush very clean. So now I've got like a lime green instead of yellow, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. It's actually pretty. All right. Yeah, Eileen might be a mummy before I do any splats, quite literally. And I don't mean as in a mom, I mean Egyptian mummy. Okay, I have an idea for the inside. Hi, Jan! Yay, Jan! She got a good report. Woohoo! So happy to hear that, Jan. Excellent. Celebrate. Ooh, you're going to the Dominican, Orla. Wow. Are they recovering from the hurricanes down there? Oh, Sophia, I did look him up. I didn't check the last couple days on my YouTube, so yeah, I'll have to go back and check him out. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I'll go have a look at his new one. So. Now I won't be able to glue these down for a little while. I'm not going to glue them on until I'm finished making the journal because they're still wet. And just to make sure you get it good, you want them to be perfectly dry when you get still getting edges wet here and stuff. I used a lot of water. So this paper held up quite nicely to all that water. It's 140 pound Fabriano cold press. Oh, cool, Orla. Yes, we shared because I introduced you to Steve Cronin, and You introduced me to Peter Woolley. Yeah. Okay, so those two are going to sit and dry while I do my stitching. And now I need to do my inside ones. And I'm going to try with my inside ones. Where am I going to sit these? Because they still have damp edges, so they kind of need to... There, sit them right there. Okay. So now for the inside cover, I'm going to try and use different colors. I'm going to use orange, red, and yellow for the inside, but I think I'll use the Quin Gold instead of the lemon. And I'm going to try doing like a circular thing to try and make it look like tie-dye if I can. I'm going to use a different brush because that one is so big it's hard to make sure you get it clean. Not that I want it totally clean, but I want it clean enough so that because I want some of the actual color as well as the blending. All right. Hold on. This towel folded a little better. There we go. All right. So I need to make Alright, so I'm going to use, what is the orange? I have to memorize these. The Azo Orange, I'm going to use Permanent Alizarin Crimson, and the Dioxazine Orange, Red, and Yellow. Nickel Quinacridone Gold, Azo Orange, and Alizarin Crimson. So, Nickel Quin. Oh, no, alizarin. Alright. So, Nickel Quinacridone Gold. And I think I have way too much water in there. Darn. So I'm going to take a little water out of this one. Well, not that much, Jean. Jeez Louise. Okay. Alright. Took out too much. Sucked it all out. Alright. So, Nickel Quinacridone Gold. That's going to go in the center. Then Azo Orange. And Permanent Alizarin Crimson. So my neighbor next door this way moved in this morning. She had something delivered. And I think my neighbor on the other side moved in on the weekend, I believe. So I've got a new neighbor on either side. plan is to put yellow in the middle. Ooh, now that nickel azo gold news a lot more than the... Ooh, look at that. And then I'm going to do the azo gold, or azo orange, excuse me. And then the alizarin crimson around the outside. Granny, nice to see you. Seems to be a while since we can... No, Ella's not feeling well, so she is not streaming after me tonight. So Ella is not streaming. Oh, yeah, I meant to switch to my bigger brush. I meant to switch to my larger brush. Okay, let's leave that sit because I want it to play a little bit. So I'm going to try it the opposite way for this one. So let's just mix some more up here. So in this one, I'm going to put the red in the middle. Then orange, then yellow. Oh, it's faster as a spreadsheet. use my number 13 here. So let's do my permanent alizarin crimson in the middle. And the orange is still going to go in the second ring. Nickel quinacridone gold on the outside. And pick up a little bit of this orange. Nickel quinacridone gold. It's nice yellow. Oh, I really like this one. I really like this one. It's gonna dry a lot lighter though. I think it's still wet enough for me to add some more color. The red's okay, it's just I need more orange. I need more orange, and I think it's still wet enough to not get blooms. Need some more yellow here too. Yeah, there. Oh, I really like that one. I really like that one. Kathy, I'm just doing some pages that are going to be the covers for my journal. I'm almost ready to do the Coptic stitching. Just using a dry brush to go along the edge there so it doesn't bloom back on me. Well, Mom's wound on her foot is doing much better. It's still big, it's still awful looking, but it's shrunk down quite nicely. She had her doctor's appointment today, so. Excuse me. Alright, I want them like almost dry, and then they can dry the rest of the way while I'm stitching. Alright. Okay, Sophia, no worries. Okay. So now I need to make sure I clean up my working area here. So I don't accidentally get color on my pages until I'm ready to paint them. Sure my hands are clean. They're not at all. Yay, Dot. Actually, the doctor's got these, they call them vacuum bandages in to put on. They're actually made in the UK for my mom's wound. It's a special kind of big bandage that has this, and it has silver in it also for healing, because that's an antibacterial, but it kind of, however it works, it draws the wet out of her wound so it will dry and heal. It's very tricky because the mom's spina bifida, she doesn't have any nerve endings below the knees. So she has no feeling. Thank goodness she has no feeling, because this ulcer would be so painful. Thank goodness she can't feel it. But that's also why it doesn't heal very well. Okay, I think I got myself clean. My desk is clean. Alright, so now the next thing I have to do is I have to make my holes. So I need a piece of white cardstock cut to 9. So I'm going to take 2 inches off it. And I'll make it 4 inches. And instead of hauling out my Martha Stewart scoreboard, I'll just use my okay. Now I have to measure for my holes. So I want to do them every inch. So the first one's going to be a 1/2 inch in, and then every, or will I just do every in? No, 1/2 inch. It is too hard to tell where the I can't use this ruler. Need a tiny one. It's great for straight edge, but it's terrible for measuring. All the 1/4 inches, all the 1/8 of the inches are the same height. Ugh. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 7 1/2, 8 1/2, 9 1/2, because I started at 1, it says there. Okay. Okay, so now I need my Tim Holtz hole puncher. And now I'm doing the covers. Oh, I'm gonna have to use my white pen because I can't see black on black. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in a bit here. Let me zoom in. There we go. Oh, wait now. I need to... Oh. Should work. So now I'm taking those marks and I'm drawing them along my cover here. And I'll pierce one cover. Whoa. That one is off. This is going to be covered over anyway, so. Ouch! Ouch, ouch. Okay, so if this is the front, this is the back, so this is just to go this way. Now I can't even see my holes. Sorry, I had to put it up to my nose so I could find the hole. Oops. So that's my covers done. Now to do the insides. I'm just going to do a single page at a time because I have 7 pages. So I'm just going to do each page at a time. But I can should be able to do 3 pages at a time for the holes. I'll see what will work. Then I put this inside. Can you guys still see me? I hear a bunch of tweets coming in. I want to make sure that nothing's happened to my stream. Can you still see me? I don't see anyone yelling at me, so I guess I'm okay. Alright, so there's, I want to make sure I get it laid out right. So there's that. I'll do 2 with this one, and then I'll have 2 for the last one. Get them lined up. Okay, good. I heard a lot of tweets coming in, so I was just worried that something happened. Sorry, I don't know if I'm on camera or not with this. Do I want to poke my fingers out or my... Ooh. I'm not great at getting my holes perfectly lined up because hand-eye coordination is always off a little, so I don't always get them poked in exactly the same spot each time. But you know what? Who cares? It's a journal. It's homemade. It's for me. Not like I'm selling it. Close enough. Close enough. Well, exactly, Jillian. It's like me. I miss the kids. I don't miss the politics of teaching. Saw some very sad news this week. One of my former students, I had her from kindergarten, well, no, I think maybe grade 3 to grade 8. She's 23, and I believe she committed suicide. She didn't say, but it sounded like it from the obituary. And she was found in the woods off the major highway that kind of that goes around our city. I'm pretty sure she had a little girl. She's a sweet kid in elementary school. And I had a really nice little girl. Exactly, Jan. Okay. All right, so now just going to make sure I didn't flip one of them somewhere along the line. Oh, and I think I did. I think these. No. Yeah, I think these two got flipped. All right. So, all right. So it's just going to be a thin little book. It'll just be my NaNoJouMo. So, start with the bottom. Yeah, it was sad. It's this third student that I've known that I've taught that has committed suicide. One when she was in grade 12, about to graduate, graduation year. Ah. So I'm going to use my black wax linen thread just because I can see it better in the white. And I'm going to use my curved needle if I can find it here. An old pill bottle comes in handy. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. I think I can. Alright. Oh, Jillian, it's very sad, but we've had kids come to our school who are living in a group home, grade 7, and they've already gone through drug rehab. Yeah, so that's really grade 7, 11, 12 years old and already going through drug rehab. Sad. Very, very sad. Go through from the inside. Oh, I didn't put my knot in. It'll help if I put a knot in my I know. It is. It's way too young. And I mean, how can you blame it on the kid? You can't blame it on the kid when they're that young. You can't. They've learned it somewhere. Something's wrong somewhere if a 11 and 12-year-old is. Night, Orla. Thanks for coming. So, alright. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up because I brought down the tone of the chat. Sorry about that. Let's move on. It was just, something that happened to me this week. It's just sad. Sad, sad. Okay, so this is the hardest one, doing the cover. Come around the outside. Go into the hole on the cover. Well, wherever it is. There it is. And you go around the thread to make your knot, or a chain. Technically you're making like a chain stitch, like if you were crocheting. That's what you're making. Okay, and then back through the same hole. Well, that's true, Suzanne. So out. Then from the outside to the inside of the cover. These are the ones I find the hardest to get tight so that it doesn't move on me. Oh gosh. While you were eating lunch, Jan, eek. Well, she's a nurse. She should have a strong stomach. I won't tell the listeners what they were talking about before I was talking about my story. Oh, so Mom, most of you guys know that my mom has very bad short-term memory issues with her. I don't know, technically Alzheimer's dementia. We don't know if it was just because of a bad UTI that she had for like a year before it got caught. Anyway, I ended up not getting this lined up very well. Oh, I don't like that at all. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take this out because I don't like how I didn't get those hole. I have to put the holes on the other side now. Hold on. I'm going to cut it off. I only did 1.5 holes. Thank goodness. Okay, let's try this again. Because I'll have to cover that with, I've got black tape I can cover that with. Why didn't I think of that earlier? I could have just covered it with my black tape. I'm going to do it over on this other side. It's going to be the back. So it's going to have to be the opposite. This one won't be much good either. Hold on. Hold on. I don't think I did it far enough in either. All right, let's try this again. Get my ruler out. I'm going to use my ruler instead of the holes that I already punched. I know that they're every ½ inch, so I'm going to switch both of these. So I'm going to make this the front. This is going to be the front. I'm going to do it opposite. And this is going to be the back. Okay, so this is going to be the front. Actually, I think I can do it with my black marker because I'm going far enough in. Okay. Let's try this again. I think I'm going to do more than... Okay, I've got it a ½ inch. I didn't have it a ½ inch in either. So... Alright. Alright. Let's do this again. Apologize if my head's in the way, but I'm marking my points here, so... Oh, that's why. Oh, right. Because they're longer. Dang it. That's why it's not right. Alright, let's do my centering 0, which is kind of all messed up. But anyway. So. That is why it's all messed up. Okay. My centering part of my ruler is all messed up because... Alright. Four and a half. Because it's a little more than 9 inches. That's why I messed up. That's what I get. Because I made them a little more than 4 and a half. Alright, now I've got it in the right spot. Gosh darn. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm marking the center one, so now I can do every inch from there. So I've marked the center. Make sure I'm straight. Now I'll do every inch. I can see every inch. Uh-oh. Am I moving? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Am I good? So what I was talking about is I messed up because I started at the top when I was measuring off but it's more than 9 inches. So then the bottom was, so it wasn't centered properly. My holes were all messed up. So I'm doing them again. I did my centering ruler. Oh, for goodness sakes, now it wasn't straight. I moved. Ugh. Very crooked. I'll tell ya, some nights I just should not do anything that takes thinking. Okay, so as I was saying, guess I shouldn't tell a story while I'm doing measuring. So, Mom has some short-term memory issues, and like very bad. She'll start a sentence by the time she finishes the sentence, or if she's listening to you, she can't remember by the time you get to the end of the sentence who you're talking about. At least she doesn't deny it. She knows she can't remember things. But anyway, my sister had taken, my mom and my sister's, the minister is retiring, and she has 2 congregations. She has our congregation, and then she has a country church. So they got together on Friday night, and they had a church dinner, and they kind of roasted the minister. They had different members of the congregation get up and tell funny stories and kind of roast her. And then they had a couple, the organist at my mom's church and her husband sing. And we've known them forever, being in the music community, of course. So they sang a few numbers. So my sister went and got Mom, and she actually agreed to go. It's the first time Mom's gone anywhere out of the home since last Christmas. I'm not gluing the paper on until I'm done, Eileen. I'm going to do all the... That's why I'm doing all the sewing before... I'm doing all the sewing before I put my cover on. That's how I'm going to see. I'm doing the sewing first. Ouch. So, Mom went out on Friday to the church, and she really enjoyed it. And, you know, she saw all the people from the church. One of her... My cousin, so her nephew, is an elder in the church, like my dad was, and so this is now the front, and that's the top. So this is the top, and it's the bottom. So it's gonna go like that. So saw my cousin and all the people from church that she knows, and anyway, so my younger sister called her to talk to her on Saturday, the next day, and Mom doesn't usually remember even anything that happens on the Saturday, let alone. She told my younger sister all about going to the church for a concert. And she said, oh, there was food, but I don't know if Jenna brought any food. But the thing was, it was it was buffet style, so I think she kind of thought it was like potluck. Because it was buffet style, I think she thought it was potluck. But anyway, but she told Janice all about the food. And that Brenda and Brian sang, And she said there were some funny jokes. She said, but there was a lot of people there that I didn't know. But of course, that's because the second church, their congregation was there too. So there would be people there that she didn't know, right? Anyway, so she told my younger sister the whole story. She remembered everything that happened the next day. So I guess she really enjoyed herself, or she wouldn't have remembered. But yeah. Oh, I know. My Timmy scissors have paint all over them. Look. They're all painty. But look, pretty green paint. This is the back. This is the back. All right. This is the front. All right. Okay. Got them all set up the right way now. Okie dokie. Let's try this again. I know I don't have enough thread, but it's easy to switch. It's easy to switch. Alright, so now I'm going to get this set up. And actually, I'm going to don't like putting these clips on watercolor paper. This is the wax linen thread from Michaels. I found it at my Michaels in the bead section, Suzanne, finally. Took forever for me to find the silly stuff. But anyway, so it's the wax linen thread from Michaels in the beading section. I also have the long ones. I do have his small ones, but I have his long ones too. I love his long ones, and I have the small ones. I think they must be out in my other bag though, because they're not here in my. They're in my scrapbooking bag somewhere. I need to put pads on them like we put on the bottom of chairs. On what? What do I need to put pads on? Oh, my clips, you mean? Alright, so out through the hole. Up through the bottom. And then make sure to pull that very tight. And you go around. Oh. Oh no. Great. This is just not my day. I tore my stupid paper. Just a moment. I'm going to have to put I'll have to cut it thin. I tore the hole, so I'm just cutting a little thin piece of tape here. See if I can fix that hole a little bit. It's going to get in the way of my page, but making it as thin as I can. Because it won't take the watercolor when I watercolor, but whatever. I totally tore it. I find that watercolor paper is so much more fragile than cardstock. Sorry guys, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit to make it easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. Let's see. That way, because then I'm going to be holding it. Yeah, okay. So that, let's see if that's a little better. Sorry, Eileen. I just ripped the hole, so I put a little piece of tape over the hole. And so I'm making a knot again. Or I'm trying to make my quilter's knot. But I don't know if it's going to work. It's harder to make this a quilter's knot with the wax linen thread because it doesn't want to roll on your fingers. Nah. It's regular knot, I guess. I'll just tie a regular knot because the quilter's knot does not want to work. Alright. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, I'm getting hungry. Another hour. Alright. Oh my gosh, Jean, you're oh, what a dough brain. What a dough brain. Ugh. I put the freaking knot in the part that was the short end of the needle. See, I told you I should not be doing this tonight. I have a feeling I should not be doing this. Should not be doing this tonight. Okay. I was like, why won't it pull through? And I saw this knot and I was like, what? Okay, anyway. So, you go up through from the other side of your cover. Pull it tight. tight. This is the part I find the hardest, to get it tight to the cover. Then you go around that length that you just made. Oops. And you you get it caught in your thingamabobbies. Pulled it through again. Oh, I might just give up on this tonight. Well, maybe I'm not going to do Coptic binding. Maybe I'll just do a different binding. Maybe I should... Oh. Because that's going to drive me crazy. It pulled through again. Because the hole rips so easily on the folded watercolor paper. The holes rip too easily. I'm gonna like knot it like 5 times. Hey, Ange. No. I can't use my smaller needle because the eye is not large enough to put this thread through. Wonder if I use my linen thread. No, but then I have to wax it myself. It's like, eh. I do it on my finger, Eileen. There. Okay, so this is my last try. If this doesn't work, I'm going to figure out a different way to bind in my journal. Even though I already have the freaking holes in it. Alright, so go around. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Getting so totally fed up. Sorry, I'm moving too much, I know. Alright, back through the hole. Glad your tooth's feeling better, Ange. Alright. Through the hole. Around the back. And up through the cover. Whoops. This really is not as hard as I'm making it look at all. And I'm going to have to change my... Alright. And you go around. So you go between your cover and your signature around that thread. Lemon, soul, and oh, die. Yeah, I know, Brenda. End up with your fingers full of holes, too? Yep, I know the feeling. Next hole. I didn't have anything yet, but I'm making I have some hamburger out of the freezer, so I have to just gonna make some pasta, the hamburger, and instead of just using tomatoes, I fry up the hamburger with taco seasoning and cook the elbow macaroni. And then I toss in a jar of salsa and some shredded nacho cheese and warm it till the salsa is warm and the cheese is melted. Yeah, I did not make the thread long enough at all, but that's okay. I'm all fingers when I do this stuff. I always get it caught all over the place. On the corners and what. See? I told you I'm all fingers. I almost knocked over my brushes. Oh no, Ange. Ugh. Alright, and then around your thread to make the chain stitch, and then out through the hole. Oh, sure. There must be someone who can fill the spots who didn't get in your first 18, Ange. This is only going to do like 2 rows. Gosh. That's an idea. Just drop the number to 15. Everybody makes 15 ATCs. And that's your easiest bet. I mean, I would, but I'm going to be so busy getting all my Christmas presents done. I still have hours and hours and hours of video to transfer. And then to do the videoing and the editing and otherwise I would do it for you, but I just can't. That's why I always end up not finishing NaNoJouMo in November, because I'm always busy doing Christmas presents, because I make homemade Christmas presents. So So Jan, there's it's a Christmas themed ATC, and you make 18. Send them to Ange with, with an envelope with your return address and return postage, and she swaps them out and sends them back. Sends one from each person back to you. So you send in 18, you make 18, which is one for yourself, and you get 17 back. Or I guess you get one of your own back. You get 18 back, including one of yours. Oh my gosh, did I remember? Oh, see that? Look, it tore all the way down there. Dang it. I have to be careful. It's totally messed up, but that's... I'm going to keep going anyway. I just have to be careful when I'm pulling, not to pull so hard. Oh, 19 including you. Oh, so they'll get 18 back. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha, Ange. Wow, Linda, you're keener. Linda's are all ready to go in the mail. Wow. This paper does not like to have holes. It's tearing really badly. I may not be keeping this stream if I give up on this book. I think I just scored the paper too much. No, it's not ironing. Well, it was, but I guess I caught it like when you saw it. Not sure what the leg is, but... I like doing this, but not in this way. Drive me crazy, crazy, driving me crazy. The next layers are much easier once I get this silly cover attached. Hey Judy, hey Jen. I'm doing lots of name calling tonight, Jen. Trying to do this silly watercolor journal. Alright, so now instead of going back through that same page, I take my next page, put it on top, and you go back through the first hole in this one. So then that attaches those. And I'm gonna run out of thread by the time I get down. I'm not even gonna get down this one, or I run out of thread. Should put fabric paint on the folds. Ooh. Huh. Fabric paint. Oh, I don't think I have any I have fabric medium. Oh, somewhere. Gosh only knows where it is though, Kathy. It won't tear so much in these ones because I'm not doing the, I hope. So I go down to the next hole. So now I'm going to go between the cover and the... So I'm going to go between the cover and the first signature. And then back through my hole. Down through the next hole. I just have to be careful when I'm pulling here like this. I'm pulling it tight, see? And it pulls going between the cover and the first signature. And back through. Oh, fabric tape. Okay. I used to have hockey tape, but now I don't have any. I might have some fabric washi tape. Sorry. Go down through the next hole. I just have to stop pulling so tight, that's all. And I should have figured that she meant, it should have, if my brain wasn't so foggy right now, I would have been able to figure out that she meant tape, not paint. I'm just so ticked off. But anyway, that's alright. It's going okay now. See, it's like so easy to do. Go through the hole. Go around between the previous signature, pull, and back through. Oops. Back through. I'm going to do a couple more holes here before I have to get more thread. Yeah, I know you mean before stitching, but I'm too lazy to get up and look. I'm too lazy to get up and look and see if I have any fabric washi tape left. I used to have, you know, like that hockey tape, white hockey tape that was fabric tape. But I don't know where it went. I must have threw it out in my cleaning process. Because I don't have it. It's not, when I cleaned out my desk, I think I threw it out. Yeah, Ange. Okay, so if they didn't do the root canal, what did they do to fix your tooth? I didn't realize there was something they could do instead of a root canal. Because I thought I missed your show on Friday because I was forget what I was doing. What was I doing Friday? So Friday I fell asleep and I missed you? Must have been. Or was I out? Oh no, I went out Friday. when I've been out to eat. So, note to self. See, everything's a learning process. Note to self, when I'm making watercolor journals, you have to be more gentle. I have to be more gentle with my scoring. That's all. Don't do the score on both sides like I do when I do thick cardstock. Learned a lesson. Oh! Well, no, it's stuck to my bed? No. Medical white fabric tape. Oh! Like for bandages, I do have, it's not really fabric though. Well, it's not paper either. I don't know what it is. The tape I use for my bandages, but this is actually going okay. It was just because I was pulling so hard on the cover because I was, I always find it hard to get the cover tight. So I was just pulling too hard, that's all. Okay, I'm going to do the one more hole and then I'm going to start another longer piece of thread. Alright, so I'm actually going to stop here because I won't have enough to do the whole one and start. So I'm just going in, I'm knotting my thread here. Yeah, Suzanne. Well, I was even thinking if I went down and put a dot of glue on each hole, that it might work, right? Stop it from ripping anymore as I use it on that one page. Oh, it is, Dorothy. That first signature with the cover is horrible. I hate it. Don't like it at all. Yeah. Yeah, I can go down it with my tape after I'm done. I'm just making my knots here. So, watercolor inkjet paper. Oh, really, Dot? Ooh. Okay. Now I probably have too much. So now I don't have to do that part. I just go here into the one where I'm working. Go around. I probably have way too much. Hello, what's going on? Ah! Yeah, and then you have the long and it gets caught on everything. Maybe I should have left it short so that it would be less... What am I doing? Oh yeah, no, that's right. Oh, scared myself for a second there. Alright. Now I put on my next one. Oh, cool. So then you can... Well, my regular, like this, I put this through this 140 pound, I put it through my printer, and it takes ink just fine. Alright, so now instead of going back through the same hole, I go back through this new page. Alright, so now this time I go between the first and second signature. So you just go back one signature. Alright. Alright. Keep my eye on the time. think I cut a little too much this time. It's like one or the other, not enough or too much. So I'm just putting enough pages in here to do my 30 days. I'm just trying to make sure I pull everything straight instead of on an angle to try and secure my holes. If it has a separate slot where you feed like envelopes and stuff, Mindy, perhaps you have to use that slot to feed the watercolor paper through. Depends on what your printer is. What's your printer, Mindy? We're talking in the chat, they're talking about printing on watercolor paper, and I do it with my Epson XP850. Bye, Sophia, thanks. Oh, you have the 950 dot? Yeah, I love my Epson. You have a wireless and HP. The HP should take, that should take watercolor paper. Is it front loading? Is it front loading and then front spit out? Does it load from the paper from the front and spit out from the front? Sometimes that's what mine does, but sometimes that can be an issue with thicker paper. This wax thread is very sticky. Don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Am I on camera at all? Is this even going to be worth keeping the recording? I'll put Dee Dee to sleep much more quickly, that's for sure. Front and front. Does it have a separate load option on the back, Mindy, where you can load, like mine has a second slot on the back where I load envelopes and stuff like that. Does yours have that, or does it only load from the front? Because that can be the reason, because when it goes up through, but yeah, it should have like a cardstock setting so that the rollers go farther apart. Thanks, Jen. Oh, you can print A3. Right. Okay. Yeah, I can only load one piece of watercolor paper in at a time, but it will take it from my paper loader. But my old one, my old Epson, I had to put it in the back and where you feed envelopes and thicker paper. But this one will take it from the sheet feeder from the drawer. Move to the right a bit. Okay. I'm all caught. Eileen, you be nice. Eileen's being mean, Jen. I shouldn't complain. Eileen hasn't given me a hard time in a long time. She's making up for it tonight, though. Jen, look. That's going to be a cover. That's going to be a cover. She likes these pieces of junk. This looks like a freaking monster. But I'm using this side because I like it better, and she thinks it's stupid that I want to use nice and then this is the inside covers. I don't know if she likes these or not. She didn't say. Nah, those splotches look like, ugh. Other people can do splotches and they look nice. Those look like junk. So I'm using the stripes. Sorry, Eileen, you lose. I know you're shocked. Ah! I know you're shocked, Eileen. Suzanne likes the ugly side. You behave, Suzanne, or I'm going to kick you out. Yeah, Jen, but it's not a journal. It's just for my front cover and the title's going on it, so I didn't want it that busy. I have to put NaNoJouMo 2017 on it. So it's going to have my title on it. So if it was a journal page, I would add more to it and play with it more, but it's not. It's for my watercolor journal, so I want it to look like watercolor. Oops. So I'll have to see. I looked this morning and she didn't have anything on her website yet about NaNoJouMo for 2017, and she didn't have anything that she wasn't doing it, so she usually puts it up the day before. So if it's not up tomorrow, I'll just do my own prompts, just do my own song prompts like I usually do, but I'm doing them with watercolor so that I can practice using my new M-grams and my Sennelier, Schmicka, and Daniel Smith that Carol sent me in a palette. Carol TMT. Oh, gosh, almost did that wrong. Have to use my next one. Oh, it was close. Ouch! Just poked my finger for the first time. Not bad. Alright, to move my clips here. So I'm putting these pieces of paper on to protect my watercolor paper from these clips because I don't want it damaged. Bye, Suzanne! Thanks for coming. All right, just a moment. I need a drink of water here. All right. It goes pretty quickly once, except for once you get the cover on. I could have gotten away with every inch and a half. Oh, Jean, gotta be careful. Dang it all. Oh well, whatever. Got stuck on my Alright, Jean, pay attention. Every time I peek over and go somewhere else, I mess up and pull too hard and tear my paper. I have to pull straight out and not like on an angle. Make sure I don't mess up anything. So you go between your previous two. Okay, you always go between your previous two signatures. Now I just have one page in each signature because it's pretty thick watercolor paper, and I have 7 pages so that I have the right number of pages for my 30 days, plus a cover page, and there'll be one extra page at the back, which I'll probably list my prompts on. Down through the next hole. I'm going to hold this and be careful. Pull straight. Okay, I'm going to make a note. Next time I'm in Dollarama, I'm going to get some of that hockey tape again, because that works great as cloth tape. It would work great in this situation. Oh, my recording is going to go off in a minute, so I'm going to stop here for a second and do a part 2. So I will be right back.